Hey there, friends. This is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and I am here on a Friday. Normally, let me just do this really quick. I always miss getting my video on, and I actually saw it coming up, and so there, I'm on. So at any rate, I am not here on a Friday, but I am going to be out of town next week some, and you got a good shot of my chin on that one. I'm just seeing it delayed. Anyway, I'm distracted easily. So anyhow, I'm here on Friday. So probably nobody's going to join me, but I'm so sorry that I am not going to be here on Monday. So don't come and look because I won't be here. I'm kind of hitting Born to Shine again. I've been really enjoying that stamp set. I'm just going to do a quick card with that one. But first of all, we are going to start with Daisy Lane. Now, this is one of my favorite stamp sets. I've got it, I've had it for quite a while. I really like it. It's very easy to make a quick fun card with it. And that one is not retiring. The Born to Shine one is retiring. So if you like what we do with it, this is the card I'm making. It's got like a mirrored effect. She's supposed to be looking at the mirror, and I didn't want to do a backwards one. That'd be tough to do with this. So it kind of works. It sort of works. And I'm doing the drawing. Thank you so much for sharing my videos last week. I really appreciate your encouragement, and I have your names in here for those of you who shared. And there were a couple of extra people. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so let's see who wins the drawing for last week's share. I'm not really sure what stamp set I did, but anyway. Trudy. Congratulations, Trudy. So I will be sending you one of my little cards, Trudy. This is for $5 from Stampin' Up! Store. Hang on to it, and then you can collect as many as you want for whatever you want. I need you to keep one for the shipping and handling because it'll cost me more than $5 to send whatever you get to you, probably, but it's close. So I'm going to put your name with my card, stick that up there, and congratulations, and share so that you have a chance next time. And I'm going to put the camera down, and hopefully we can see the projects okay, and light and all of that. Now I've got my computer going up here, and I need to click on it so I can see who's with me, because if anybody does show up, I'd like to be able to see that. And I also have to kind of monitor what you see on the computer, because if I don't do that, then I always am like working way down here in this little no man's land, and I need to be able to see what you see, so I cannot do that because that's my mode of operation. So I'm going to set this card aside. This is the one I want to get to next. I have a bunch of things already prepared, so this could go fairly quick because I actually have a meeting I have to go to today, so I can't take too much time doing this. Here's my host code. If you want to place an order for anything, please do, and use that host code. For every $50 I save, I have a little Crow Rewards thing that I do, so you can collect your Crow Rewards and get if you get 10 crows on your Crow Reward cards, I give you a $50 spending spree at Stampin' Up. But to get the Crow stamp, you have to spend $50. It's the way it is. So this is our Daisy Lane stamp set. It has this cool punch that goes with it. And right now you can get that, I think, as a bundle still. I'm not sure. But you do not want to wait because I don't know if it's still bundled. If it is bundled, you save 10%. So anyway, it's pretty quick and pretty easy. So I already took our blueberry bushel and cut it 4 1/4 by 11. And that might be just a tad bigger than 4 1/4 across. I'm not sure. This is Whisper White. I've already trimmed that. Of course, I'll probably have to trim it a bit more because that's actually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'll have to trim it a bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp my set on it first. So to do that, I'm going to stamp, first of all, the stem. I want to get that on there first. Grab out a big block. And let me get rid of that on the side here. Well, actually, no, I don't want to. I've kind of got some stuff going on the side that I don't really need. I'm going to use Tranquil Tide. I think will be really nice. I feel like we're kind of in the dark here. Let me see if I can get a bit more light going there. All right, Tranquil Tide. This is a nice blue-green. It's not quite your shaded spruce. It's a little more bluey green than that. We'll just stick you like right there. Okay, and then we are going to use, it has this really cool fern stamp, and I want to do a couple of different things with this. So I want to use I don't know if you can see this, but I wanted to use this layered effect where you stamp. I'm stamping right under the card, and then I'm also going to stamp on my label, you know, so that it can intersect with that image below and then raise it up. It's kind of a cool effect. I don't know what it's called, but it's a cool effect when you do that. So anyhow, let's move my labels up here. Now, don't let me forget where I put those. Maybe I'll put them with my ribbon. I always lose things like that. All right, so I am going to trim my card a tiny bit on the bottom, just so that I know it's going to fit on here, because now I can see what I did there. All right, so that's going to be nice and short, and let's trim this side. All right, now let me see how much I trimmed off there. Good, that's gonna give me a nice border around the edge. Before I came on, I was looking at, I heard somebody talking about how they'd gotten nosebleed seats at one of the games that they went to a couple of years ago, because of course right now nobody's going to any games. Let's see, I think I want to do one here, and then I'm going to do another one like right there. And I was thinking nosebleed seats. That's kind of funny. I mean, I know we know what that's like, but I think for several years I did let's see, where do I want this? I want this like right there. Okay, so I'm kind of laying my labels where I'm going to want them, and then I'll know where I want to stamp that fern on these labels. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of want it to be close to what I have actually represented there. So I'm going to take that away. That's how those labels are going to look. And now we're going to go like, yeah, I guess I've got to do it like that. And we have another one right below it, so I want to get both of them going there. And like that. Okay, so hopefully I can get that to match up somewhat with my, yeah, that will work. Okay, and you can kind of move it around. It doesn't have to be exact. For the fern's pretty forgiving. See, I can stick it on there like that, and that'll be perfect. All right. Anyway, I was looking online to see what other kind. I taught English as a second language. I was one of the para-educators that did that, and kids who are learning English as a second language, they have a really hard time understanding all of the That's a big word. Colloquialisms. Oh boy, that's a big word. Anyway, that'd be a good one for some a crossword puzzle for you later. All right, so we're going to put friend on there and smile on there. And I'm going to use blueberry bushel, because blueberry bushel is one of the colors that is going out, right? Actually, I kind of want to see where I'm putting that word. So let me lay it right there. I might just stamp it while it's right on here, because I need it to be able to be on that. But I need it to be able to, oh, friends going on that one. Smiles, I was going to say there's not enough room. All right. Anyway, they have people learning a second language, they have a really hard time, because in our other countries, you know, I suppose they have colloquialisms too, but they're not the same as ours. And so anyway, I went online to see what other weird regional are there some that I don't know anything about. Okay, now this one I know is going to just be like this, so I don't need to keep it on there. And it's going to kind of go onto my fern a bit, because there wasn't a ton of room there, but it's good. And because, you know, have you ever visited somewhere else and not really known what the heck they were talking about when they said, and I'm talking about people who are speaking English even. They don't really know what they're talking. You can hear them, but you have no idea what they're saying. I'm going to use that blueberry bushel to do the little daisy. Now, the little daisy's really cute, so I'm going to set these things aside for a minute, because we're kind of done with that. I'm going to do some, we need to do 3 daisies to make it. So you're just grabbing the big one. I'm only going to use the big one on this one. And we'll stamp you 1, 2. I think I can get a 3rd one on here. It's going to be kind of close. I wonder if I should get another piece of cardstock out. Let me grab another piece here really quick. And then we'll do that one there just to be sure. Because it does have, when you do your punch, it punches out a little bit around the edge, so I don't want to get too close there. All right. And I think we're done with the stamps for now. So I'll set that over there. And isn't that pretty, that blue? I love this blueberry bush. Oh, hey, Freddie, how are you? I'm here on a Friday because I'm not going to be here Monday. So I am just doing this today to cover my behind, which would be another colloquialism. I was just talking about some of the colloquialisms that you might. This is balmy blue. We want that, and we want pineapple punch. Okay. And spill the beans. I wonder if other people know what we're talking about when we use the phrase spill the beans. When I was doing English as a second language for the students, it didn't matter how old the students were. They still never knew what I was talking about. When I'd make a joke, they'd sit there just looking at me, not having a clue what I was talking about. And I felt bad for them, because a lot of the humor in the classroom, this is dark balmy blue. I'm just going to go over that really quick here on each one of these petals. And yeah, I think I don't know, just did a whole bunch of different things for them. They never really caught on to what I was talking about. But the ones that are more sports related, they could get those, like Monday morning quarterback. I think they kind of got what that was, what I was talking about when I'd say something with that. Or I don't know. And when I was looking at them online, the one that I thought was sports related, and I found out it's not. It's the whole 9 yards. So the whole 9 yards, that saying, nobody knows what that means. I guess. If you know, tell me. Because I thought it was a sports-related term. It's not. I don't know. Everybody knows what we're talking about when you say the whole 9 yards means everything, right? All. But I didn't see where that came from. So the article I was looking at said that nobody knows. So, whatever. So to do the whole 9 yards on this means I am going to have to cover each one of these little daisy petals. And I know this seems kind of tedious. You could do it on, you know, some cardstock, colored cardstock, and just stamp it with black. But then you're not going to have that bright yellow unless you did like a pencil or a gel pen or an ink, like a paint ink or something. All right, now to punch them out, I am going to kind of loosely go around that. I'm going to leave a little tail to hold on to my piece, because with the punch, it kind of, you need something to grab onto. And then we'll just punch out. If I can get it to, I'm going to have to take that corner off to get it to really punch. Spill the beans? Yeah, I bet you are. I heard I think I was listening to Rush Limbaugh, and he said, this was a really good one, referring to Biden, that he was one order of fries short of a Happy Meal or something like that. I thought that was, and that's what got me thinking about colloquialisms, because that was a pretty good one. Bought the farm. I think if you said bought the farm to anybody from a different country, they would have no clue what you were talking about. But we would know what you were talking about. Right? How about cattywampus? Do you guys say cattywampus down in the South? Because when I read it, I thought, oh yeah, cattywampus. I've heard people say cattywampus, but it's not something that we say here that I know of in the North. I don't think I've ever heard, I've read it in a book that things are cattywampus. But I've never heard, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody actually use the term here. Okay, so now that I've got those daisies done, you want to just take your little bone folder and gently, gently curl your petals. But just use a very light touch. You don't need them to be curled up very much, and it makes it really cute. So what yeah, you spelled it right. Colloquialisms. I'll look at the word you wrote down there, Freddie, and that'll help me say that, because if I can look at it, I can see all of the syllables. Yeah, that was it. A few fries short. Oh, that was a good one. A few. Did you hear it? That was a really good campaign ad that Trump has out. I really enjoyed that. Thank you for sending that video to me. I really enjoyed it. And today I was outside. Since Jeff's home, he was listening to Pence on Vice President Pence on Rush Limbaugh's show, and I missed most of it because I was outside. I kind of thought I heard his voice, but I missed most of it. Okay, so take your glue, look at it, and discern. Now, one thing I'm going to do to mine, I'm going to take a little white gel pen, and I'm going to put some more light on this. It still looks like it's dark here. Let's see if that helps. I am going to look at the one that I think looks best. It's going to be the most on the top, and I am going to just put a little bit of white on the tip here. And I'm kind of sloppily doing it, but that first one I didn't like very well, but I don't know. It just gives it a little more dimension, I think. I don't know. I could be fooling myself, but anyway. Yeah, lights on, nobody's home. That's a really good one. My uncle used to say that one all the time. That's a good one. Colder than a well digger's behind. Oh, I've never heard of that one. That's a good one. That would be cold. Colder than a weld. Oh, that is really interesting. Oh, my glue is really coming out. All right, so you just look at the one you like. That's going to be on top, and then you're just going to fit them together so that you've got like little. You've got lots and lots of little petals. So this is not a single flower. This is definitely more than even a double. Oops. Don't let them glue before you... my bottom one was kind of like right there. Okay, there we go. Every time I go to shove it down, then it moves on me. All right, that's perfect. I don't want it to move anymore, so I'm getting it out of the way. Let me grab a little wipe. I actually bought some wipes to have here. I have done that before, but I use so few that this isn't a very good seal. It dries out. Whole package had dried out before I'd even used, I don't even know, not even an eighth of it, and I thought, oh, I'll never do that again, but it actually does come in handy. All right, so that is done. Now we'll grab out this part and grab this part out. Ooh, did I forget? I think I did. I've got some, I want to cut out some Seaside spray, and I thought I had done it, but I've forgotten to, so let me grab a piece of Seaside spray, because I need to do those little edges. And the, let's see, where is it? It's, what are those? Those are layering circles and ovals. Okay, so we've got the layering circle and the layering oval. I've got, let's see here, let's match it up. So this is the circle, and it's the one that I have that just barely goes out. I think that's it. I don't know, that looks kind of small. Maybe it's the next one. That's too big. I think it is that one. It's not that one, and I don't think there are any other ones. Okay, so it has to be that one. All right, so that's the layering circle die. I really like these layering ones because of the little scalloped edge. They're cute. So we'll do that, and then I need the layering oval. Okay, which one goes for that one? I think it's this one. Happier than a pig in a poo. Yeah. That's pretty funny. They are pretty happy. That's true. The pigs are pretty funny. There's probably a whole bunch of good ones from the farm, but I don't know. I think foreigners might understand a lot of those because they're accustomed to working with animals. Let's see, fine as frog hair, split for. I have never heard of that one. 9 cents short of a dime. That's a good one. The knife in the sharpest knife in the drawer one. I always say sharpest knife in the block. I don't know if that's. I don't think that's something that is what I heard. I don't know. I think I'm saying it wrong. I think sharpest knife in the drawer is probably the correct one, and then I have inadvertently changed it because I don't keep my knives in a drawer. So I think I say knife in the block, but I don't think I'm saying it correctly. That's the beautiful thing about the colloquialism now, is you can say whatever you want to because they actually don't have any, there's not any improper or proper usage per se. All right, let me get this back in here before I lose them, like I am wont to do. busier than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Oh boy, I think I heard that one once in a book. That's a good one. That's a good one for a child's book. Can you imagine the picture that goes along with that one? Would be really good. Okay, I'll just stick you there for now. I'm not sure where you went. All right. Okay, so now we have that. Now we can get going here. Let's get this show on the road. That would be one, the show on the road, right? How about, okay, a flake. The one article said that people in another country would not understand if you said somebody was a flake. And I don't know that anybody uses that terminology either anymore in the United States. Now, snowflake, we would know what that meant, but I'm not sure about flake, but anyway. All right, so I'll just stick that down there, and I'm gonna just do a bit of tape. Busier than, oh no, I did that one. Dumber than a box of rocks. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. Now that's something I can relate to too, because I can relate to that one as a personal where's my, oh yeah, there they are. Okay, some little dimensional we'll put on the back here. I think one will probably do. That way I'm gonna kind of know where the heck I want to put my labels. And also for this center, the flower, let's see, where did I put my crystal effects? I had it out because I used it. There it is. Okay, I've got it in this little container because so our crystal effects is really cool. Makes this one, I don't know if it's hardened yet because I did it a while ago. Yeah, it is hardened. You can see how shiny it is. It's kind of cool. I like it. It's kind of a nice, we have those really nice dimensional button things that are like, they're flower centers. There's actually fuzzy ones still in the old catalog, and there's those hard ones, but they raise the card when you put those on, especially when I've got this on a dimensional. Wow, it's, you know, yeah. So I like crystal effects because I can mail it in a regular envelope and it still has that shimmery, and I can, the other thing about those centers is I like to see the center of the flower that I stamped. It's kind of cool. So with this, you can still see it. It does change the color just a tad, but it's going to take a while to dry. I put a little pin in it last time I used it to make sure that it would not clog, and I pulled the pin head off and I had a really hard time getting the pin out. So I'm keeping it upside down now in here, and we'll see if that helps. I don't know that it is. Now that that's wet, I can't touch it. So don't let me touch it. All right, now I wanted to use that tape because I want to just put my little ribbon down here. We're going to put the ribbon like in loops, and I'll figure out as I go whether I like the loops or not. We still say they are a flake. Yes. Colder than a witch's boob in a brass bra. I have not heard of that. That's hilarious. You've got a whole bunch of good ones. Okay, why aren't you going down, tape? There we go. That's pretty good. Let me get a little more there. All right. Okay. Loop, loop. If I get tired of looping, I'll cut it off because that's a lot of loop in there. So let's get rid of some of that. All right. And now I wanted these to, I'm not sure if this is going to really, I want my fern to be able to match it up. So I'm kind of getting it off my label just a tiny bit. I'm just sticking it. I'm sticking it a little bit on the side you know, so that my scallops are not showing here. I don't want the scallops where my fern is. And let's grab a couple more dimensionals here. Maybe I'll just better stick it on the back of this. Elevator doesn't, oh, I like that one. The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. That's a really good one. I think people would get that one for sure. Okay, smile and friend. And the same thing with this one. I want my my fern is gonna go to the out. Is gonna go out a little bit. I don't want it to. I want that scallop to show on the other side and the top and bottom, but not mess up my where I'm getting my fern to match up. Well, it is a little bit, but not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to put just a dimensional on this side, and I'm going to put glue here so that it'll lay flat right there. And this card is done. Isn't that cute? All right, stick you down there. Stay. My loops are kind of wonky. There's your caterwonk. Other than that, it's good. All right, so this one, I opened it up this way on white. This is all on blueberry bushel, but other than that, pretty much the same. So I think I can stack those there. All right, so for the next one, this is that Born to Shine stamp set. And I'm using the little raindrops in the Under My Umbrella one. Another, let's see, Pretty as a Speckled Pup. That's cute. That's a good one. More Than One Way to Skin a Cat. That's a good one too. And a new one that I've heard. I don't know if this is a colloquialism. I don't know if you could properly call it that. But the Karen thing. So I didn't know what a Karen was. I had to, but I found out today. I think Rush said today what a Karen is. So that's good. Now I know. I didn't really want to ask anyone. And now I know. Okay, so I'm not a Karen. I wasn't sure if I was one or not. When you hear these things, like, well, I don't know if I am one. All right, here is Pool Party. Pool Party, we are cutting you, I think this is a 9-inch. This is a pretty big card because as you can see, these frames, this is the Woven Heirloom die. I inked up my embossing folder, but I did the wrong side again, like I always do. So I'm still gonna have to sponge this, but it's all right. It's the way it goes. I'm still using it. So you just cut it out and then you can emboss it, and it has this beautiful, love that. I'm so glad that's not going. And I think this is 9 inches. No, it is 9 3/4. 9 3/4 by 6 inches. Okay. So it's a big card. Kind of need it to get to have it this way. If we were doing it this way, it wouldn't matter so much, but I wanted it to be this way so that we could put this little mirror. It's just a piece of foil that I'm going to tape onto the back. Okay, so let me grab a piece of tape. Oh, a Karen. So a Karen is, if you've heard of people saying, you know, I don't know, don't be a Karen or whatever. Well, it's people who tattle. It's these people who tattle on, like, they weren't wearing a mask at the store, or they were not social distancing. They went to their family for, dinner the other night or something. So anyway, person who tattles is a Karen. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was a Karen or not. I'm definitely not. I would be the one that Karen would tattle on, but I would not be the Karen. All right, so I'm not sure why they came up with the word Karen. So by taping it like this, I can get her under it. I'm going to stamp her and have to fussy cut her out. I'm just doing 2 images, And I did get a bit of glue on my foil. That's really the only part of this that's tricky. And then I used the ornate borders for both of these pieces. Now this is the Garden Lane DSP. It's pretty cute. It has a background of pool party on it that I liked, so that's why I did it. And I'm just gluing that on flat here on this card, like that. Not even worrying about the little edge too much. After I get it glued down, I'm gonna take my glue and just kind of, this is keeping my hand from getting sticky. It's the only reason I'm doing it this way. Trying not to get too sticky. There. Didn't hold, but I tried. There we go. Now it's staying down. And then this piece just on this side. And I wanted a little tiny strip. On my other card, I ended up with too much room because my scraps that I was using, it ended up being a little too small for me. But I want to do my little saying, be yourself. I thought that was appropriate for someone looking at the mirror. And this is probably something that I'll send to a younger girl. And I really like that little, I like to say be yourself is actually a good thing for women to, for young girls to be told. They are, you haven't heard of the Karen thing, Freddie? I haven't really either too much. That's why I was curious what it was. Now you know, now I know. All right, so I'm getting this on the right side. I think young girls need to be told to be themselves because there's just so much confusion out there about what is, you know, good and what's bad. So for somebody bad to say be yourself isn't very encouraging for them, but for somebody good, it's important for them to hear that because you're somebody who is honest and showing that you care about people, but you don't care to the extent that you're willing to totally ignore all of your principles just to get along with the crowd. Like I was thinking, I foolishly probably did a Facebook rant about on my poor husband's page about the ends justifies the means. I'm thinking I'm so sick and tired of us living by this philosophy that most of us probably don't abide by. The ends do not justify the means. And to save the life of one and sacrifice the literal lives of the many is a foolish thing that we've never done before. I asked my husband today, when there was a tuberculosis scare, I thought they quarantined people maybe then. Nothing like what we're doing. Maybe the people who actually had it, but not the whole society, you know, the whole society. You count on people who have it to monitor themselves and take care of themselves, which they have always done. So anyway, yeah, he said he did not think that, thought people might have had to have self-quarantined themselves, but nobody went around and dragged them out of their home. And not that that's happening now. I don't really know anything about that. Okay. Now, I do want to sponge my frame a little because I thought it looked cute. And I think I used I don't think I used Pool Party. I think I used my Soft Sky. But Pool Party would work. You just have to be careful with it because it can get a little carried away. So I'm just going to grab a little sponge here. Okay. Because I want to be easy with this. Yeah, it was this Soft Sky. I really like this Soft Sky. I was really sorry when they discontinued it, and I think I got 2 ink bottles. Just to be sure I always add it on hand from now on. Yeah. Some of the things I've gotten are not things that I've actually needed, but I'm prepared. Okay, I don't, now that I'm looking at it, it's not showing up all that much. Maybe I did use Pool Party, but I'm committed now to Soft Sky, so we're gonna just stick with it. But I think maybe I did use Pool Party because this is not as dark. Either that or I did a different applicator. I might not have used this sponge. Because I had out a variety of things. I had like a makeup thing that was actually working really well, like one of those cotton pad things, you know. That was working really about as well as the felt thing. I was finding I was able to control it with my finger a little better than with a sponge, but I don't have one handy. I don't know where I'm keeping those. I think that's in a closet somewhere. The one thing about this frame, I really like this little braided edge that's right here, little rope edge. And I don't think I can get it with this sponge. I've got one of these funky little stick things. Let's see if it'll do anything. I don't want to. Yeah, it's not really doing it either. I'm not having a lot of luck, and I don't want to spend any more time on this because time is going. I have to be done here in about 15 minutes at the very minimum, so. Oh, you can barely hear me? Oh, thank you, Freddie, for telling me. I'm whispering because Jeff is in the next room. I don't know what he's doing. I thought he would be taking a nap, but he got up and... Yes, thank you for telling me. I don't know. I hope my camera battery's not going down, but I think it's just me. Usually I talk very loudly, but I can hear that he does not have the radio on, and I get very self-conscious when I think he's listening to me in there. All right, let's see. What's another one? Oh, Jump the Shark. Now, Freddie, did you ever watch the Happy Days series when it was on? And so they said 1977, you remember the Fonz Jump the Shark? We did not watch Happy Days by then. I think I'd stopped because it had started to get ridiculous like that, you know, Fonz jumping the shark. So Jump the Shark actually became a colloquialism. I didn't really even know that it had become a colloquialism. So this is one of those foam strips. It sure is handy for something like this. I can just wrap this around. It's almost a perfect fit. It doesn't quite go all the way, but it's close enough. Okay, and then I can just stick that right on there. So, I've never used the term jump the shark, and I don't even really know what it means. I've never heard anyone really say it. It's one of those things that, you know, the frames, I really don't like all of this edge. I've been cutting away a lot of this frame edge because it makes the frame, I don't know, just a little bit too big, and I just don't like it all. I should have used my die to get a better edge here. But anyway, I'm just doing it by hand. So it's a little sloppy, but oh well. It's good. It's good enough. All right. Or jump on the bandwagon. Everybody knows what that one is. All right, so we'll put her little mirror kind of on the side. She's going to be looking at. And we'll stick that up there. Let's stamp a couple of the little ballerinas. Now, if you have a dancer in the family, this is a very handy stamp for that. But really, any girl likes to we need some black ink. Oh, you trimmed the frame too? Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I thought I was the only one who did that. Going postal. That was one that they said nobody would know anything what you're talking about if you said going postal in a foreign country. And going postal, I don't know if anybody uses that anymore either, but I certainly go postal often enough, although I've been going to the post office and not going postal because the post office does not have its long waiting line. There's some really nice things about being in quarantine. I can go to the post office and nobody else is there hardly. It's been sweet. It was pretty funny when I was at the, oh, Freddie, I mailed your catalog today to you. And when I was down there, they've got the plastic up, which is nice so that you're not spreading your germs to them and they aren't spreading their germs to you. And I don't remember if she was wearing a mask. She might have been, but they don't have to because they've got that plastic up. At least in our state, they don't have to. And I think, I don't know, things change all the time. And anyhow, I got through with what I was, with all the stuff that I was mailing, and I was trying to hit the yes thing with my card, and then they also had me sign it, and I had to touch the pen. I thought, this is totally eliminating all of the wonderful germ-free environment. The germ-free environment's not happening when I have to actually touch things. It wouldn't let my credit card. I use the corner of my credit card to sign and to hit the yes and all of that, and it wouldn't let me use the credit card. I had to get my actual fat little finger out there and do it. Okay, pool party. That's what we want for her little skirt. Okay, we'll use the dark one on the shadows. And she was looking at me like I was a fool, which was kind of funny because she was the one that was sort of making I don't know. They're the ones that are trying to social distance us. I really could care less because I'd be fine. I went to the car and wiped my hand on my little handy wipe in there, and I was good. So it wasn't like I cared. It was funny. So it's been nice to be able to go to the post office and not have all of the people that I've been having to wait behind all of the time. And I guess actually the last time I was there was only one lady in there, and she had been in line when I first came in. And then as I came in, though, she went over to the little desk and started writing. So I thought, oh, I guess she's not in line. I kind of hesitated and hung back and just to make sure she wasn't in line. No, she didn't make a movement to get in line. So I thought, good, she's not in line. She was the only other one there. And other than the person that they were waiting on at the moment. And let's see, Petal Pink. And then since I was waiting there was a guy there. I'm going to use the dark one just for her little armpits. Okay, and right under her chin. Try to give her a little shadow there. And maybe right there where her leg is shadowing with her skirt, her knee, the backside, maybe a little bit there. Okay. And maybe the arm edge. So I was looking at some packaging, like right there. I was right there in line. And just before I got to have my turn, I just turned my body. I was still in line. And she jumped in front of me and went in. And I stared as she went in. And I thought, that's funny because I would have happily let you be in line ahead of me, but quick here. All right, now for the fussy cutting. You know, there's just no way you can fussy cut fast. It just sort of is a slow, tedious job. But when there's no dye, it's what we do. For the birds, that was one that I think I might have even tried to teach the kids at school, like the 4th graders. Well, you know, that's just a saying. It doesn't mean that we're actually giving anything to the birds. They were always just so confused because they're so literal. So anything that you said, they would take very literally. So for the birds was hard for them. Let's see, what's another one? Let me look over on my, going Dutch, buying Dutch treat. I wonder if people even are allowed to say that anymore.